Ladies and gentlemen, the super fight we've all been waiting for. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, a duck. No, I'm kidding. We're not going to start it like that. Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall is going to be one of the greatest fights ever if it actually happens. Now, none of us know if this fight is actually going to happen. There's a lot of issues going on. And I need to make it clear. I'm going to make it clear from the start my biases. So by the end, what conclusion I come to, you can remember my bias, and I'm not going to act like I'm perfectly neutral, okay? Personally, I want Tom Aspinall to win that fight. Just me personally. I think a lot of people do. I don't think this is a brave opinion, but I just want to be honest about where I stand. Jon Jones, I've never really liked him. He's done a lot of bad things. I think that he likes to hold up divisions. This is not a new phenomenon from Jon. I like fighters who want to fight. It's what makes me respect him the most. I like Volk a ton. Makhachev's pretty good. I like Dan Hooker a lot. Let's start with age. Tom is obviously the younger fighter here. By 6 years, that makes a difference. Faster recovery, faster reaction speed. A lot of times better cardio, but not necessarily. Now, why shouldn't we count Jon Jones out? Because this is the heavyweight division. This isn't the featherweight where this is a death sentence. 37 would be a death sentence. You are wheelchair bound. Now, your muscles mature until you're about, I think it's 40-ish. So Jon's muscles are only getting denser, which means he's only going to get stronger and a little bit more durable. So in the heavyweight division, this is not necessarily that bad. But with the speed of Tom Aspinall, it is worrisome. Jon obviously has the reach advantage. He has had it in every fight. I think he even had the advantage in Gustafsson and Reyes, I believe. Now, I'm going to touch on why that isn't as big of an advantage as we think against Tom, but still, keep it in mind. Weight and height. Tom is the bigger, taller fighter. Just going to put it out there. That was kind of surprising. I thought Tom would be heavier, but I thought Jon would be taller, but I was wrong. Let's talk about these guys' records really quick. Jon obviously has had a more storied record. We're going to start with him. Shogun, Machida, Rampage Jackson, Ciryl Gane, Stipe Miocic, Reyes, Gustafsson. Fucking hell, what a record. To temper some of that encouragement, a lot of those guys that fought Jon at light heavyweight were big middleweights, and that's just a fact. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. Shogun, not the biggest guy in the league. Jon was fighting a lot smaller opponents the majority of his career, and some of them gave him some real trouble. But that does not take away from the fact that he has a crazy amount of title defenses, way more fighting experience than Tom Aspinall. This cannot be refuted. Let's go over Tom Aspinall. Curtis Blades, Alexander Volkov, Sergey Pavlovich. These are modern monsters of the heavyweight division. These aren't just guys you run through. I mean, Tom had trouble with Blades earlier in his career, and his knee basically exploded during a fight, and they called it a TKO, but it was just a knockdown, and then his knee busted open. So I don't really count that first fight, but I understand if people do. But Tom recently has been on a run, and it doesn't seem like he's going to get beaten anytime soon. Now, I want to break down both of these guys' last two fights, and we'll start with Jon, because I think his last two fights are they're kind of controversial. I don't know. Not like if he should have won, but more like how skilled is Jon Jones' comeback. Ciryl Gane. What a pathetic showing from one of my favorite fighters, Ciryl Gane. When Jon came back, before he came back, I started following Ciryl Gane. I really enjoyed his fighting. I thought he was a little bit too much of a point fighter. I wish he would have gone for some more KOs. He didn't have that energy. He's kind of like a big Leon Edwards, just controlling the range, kickboxing. But I liked his style. I liked how athletic he was on the feet for being such a big heavyweight. I thought he was very impressive. Jon made him look like a bitch. And that's just the truth. Jon slowly kind of just meandered his way to cornering Gane, getting a takedown, tying up his legs, beating him, Gon had zero urgency and just kind of pressed his neck out like a chicken ready to get its head cut off. And Jones obliged with a guillotine. It was a brutal watch, and I feel like that fight was more... How do I explain this? This is going to sound bad, so keep that in mind. Okay, this is bias. It felt more like Gon just lost than Jones won. I don't know how to explain that, but that's how I feel about it. It feels like Gon didn't... There was no urgency in him. They were just trading some leg kicks, and then Gon kind of got taken down, pressed against the cage, and just kind of, all right, I'm done now. I don't want to be champion anymore. The fuck, dude? What kind of champion is that? But not to take away from Jon. Gon was a skilled fighter with zero ground game. Jon took advantage of that. W. I'm not going to give him as much credit for his latest fight, though. Stipe? How dare you take old man Stipe from his retirement, you fucking monster. I know this was his actual retirement fight, but fuck's sake, dude. Old ass firefighter, bro. Like, why is this the fight we had to see, Jon? Like, you couldn't fight Stipe in his prime? God damn. All right, let me go over the fight. First round, trading some blows. Jon gets a hold of Stipe, does a pretty sick trip, ground and pounds him for like, I think a minute or two straight. God damn, Stipe. Go to sleep, please. Fuck, dude, your brain. I don't know if there's anything left. It's all just gray tar, dude. Jesus. Round two, Stipe does some work, which Jon should be very disappointed in. He blitzes in a few times. I'm sure his corner was telling him, like, hey, everybody doesn't think you have a chance of winning. You need to show what you got as one of the greatest heavyweights. So Stipe blitzed in a few times, had Jon on the back foot, had him do his tactical retreat thing, and just didn't press the advantage. Seems like he was too tired or didn't know what to do with it anymore like he used to. Jon eventually retakes advantage, retakes control of the fight. We get to the third round. We do get a pretty sick knockout from Jon, spinning back kick. Stipe crumbles, and Jon does some nasty ground and pound. And that's it, round three. I mean, it was just a... We just haven't seen a... People are just going to say, like, oh, Jon Jones destroyed. He put on a clinic. But the thing is, Serial Gon didn't try. I don't know what was wrong with him, but he didn't try. Stipe is 100 years old. Stipe shouldn't have been in the ring. He should have been back in his mobility scooter fucking walking his dog. Or rolling his dog. Whatever. It should not have been a thing. But you can't... It's hard to judge, okay? So that's the last two Jon Jones fights. What I will say is Jon's wrestling has only improved. His clinch work has only improved. And it seems his distance management is about the same as it used to be. I would say his reaction time has gone down a little bit, personally. Shaking my tits so you guys keep watching. Big Tom Aspinall. Let's talk about his last two fights. Curtis Blades. So Aspinall and Blades start the fight by kind of feeling each other out, the usual. Tom puts Blades on the back foot, and he gets pretty, I don't know how to say it, like pretty punch happy, or what do they call it? Like, he gets like buck fever, like he just wants to go for the kill. And Tom does this a lot. This is very worrisome for me personally. Tom just opens up his entire guard because he wants to kill you. It's good to have that drive to want to defeat your opponent, but at the same time, you need to remember, dude, there's like specifically right here. Here, I'll take a screenshot of it or I'll show you the clip. Right here. Do you guys remember one of Jon's favorite moves, right cross into the spinning elbow? Tell me that right here, when Blades is on the back foot, Jon wouldn't like that. And that would be a fucking terrible moment for Tom. The good thing is Jon doesn't have knockout power, so I think Tom will weather that storm. Anyways, back to what I'm saying. Tom pushes Blades. Blades lands one. They go back and forth for a second, and then boom, boom! Blades is fucking out! Jesus Christ! Tom has the power of God in one hand, dude. It was a counter overhand right, and it put Blades out. Or I guess I shouldn't say it didn't put him out. It was a counter overhand right. Blades stumbles back, falls on the canvas. As he's getting his bearings back, Tom just jumps on him. Brutal, brutal, brutal. And it's the reason why I'm giving so much more like oomph to this win by Tom is because John is not, these guys that he's fighting don't have the same urgency. Blades is looking to kill Tom. He catches Tom with a jab and he tries to follow up, and Tom rolls out of the cross, right? He's fighting these very athletic, ready to go, very urgent opponents. John is fighting athletic, but not, they have no oomph. They don't want to, they don't want the win as much as John. It's very odd. Moving on to Sergey Pavlovich. Aspinall opens it up with low kicks, kind of chewing up that leg. Sergey catches Tom, stuns him as they're like both kind of swinging in the pocket. Tom comes back. Sergey wants to jump. Aspinall threatens him by feinting, and Sergey kind of comes back, which shows you how much these heavyweights have to respect Tom Aspinall's both reach and damage. Even Sergey Pavlovich, 84-inch reach, or correct me if it's like a couple inches off. A couple inches, I mean, I got 8 on a good day, honey. Tom is still landing. Tom is still threatening them. You know what I mean? We get some good head movement by Aspinall, making sure Sergey's range isn't doing any damage because Tom's always moving. He throws a couple head kicks, just kind of threatening Sergey on a couple levels, making sure he knows that he could land that. So this one's kind of interesting. So the way Tom finishes this is he splits Sergey's chest, which puts him off balance. And then as Sergey's hand comes in, longer reach, right counter overhand, he lands it, stuns Sergey, hits him again with the right hand. Sergey falls on the mat, and then just vicious ground and pound by Tom, which was really interesting to watch him split the guard so quickly against somebody with a better reach. Tom's slipping and head movement really do him a lot of service in these fights because, dude, he gets touched every fight, and it's worrisome. That's a big fucking no-no, especially in the heavyweight division. You do not want to be touched fucking on the chin ever. What do I think these cocksuckers should do? Or, I guess I should say, what do I think these cocksuckers will do? John, his advantage is his reach and his defensive capabilities, okay? His counters are also very good. Tom's counters are surprisingly good, too. Both of those knockouts started as counters, which is interesting. I didn't think he was a counter puncher, really, until I was kind of reviewing it. And he does have more urgency than John. John needs to watch out for Tom's knockout power. He needs to avoid that at all costs. So if I had to guess, this is what I think Jon Jones' strategy will be. Just to be clear about this fight, one thing I don't believe people give Jon Jones enough credit for is his strategizing. I think that John has really good fight IQ in and outside of the cage. John has talked about how he watches all of his opponent's videos and makes clear he has a path to victory. And if he doesn't have a path to victory at you, at the time, he's not going to fight you. So if John signs this, he has a path to victory to Tom Aspinall, which if you're a fan of Tom, you should be worried because John will never fight anybody he doesn't have a plan to deal with in the fight. So let me break down what I believe Jon Jones' strategy will be for this theoretical fight that hopefully happens. Number 1, control the range with Tom. Don't let Tom get within like punching distance at all, not even counter distance. Control the range, throw some kicks, make him respect it. Wait till he gets a little carried away, spinning elbow right there, like I was saying earlier. Really want to damage him up, soften him up. So Aspinall is deadly on the feet. Tie up and trip or get a takedown. Tie up Aspinall's feet, soften him up with some ground and pound, either from side control or mount, whatever you prefer. But you need to also remember Tom does have good jiu-jitsu. I just think that John, we haven't seen enough of Tom's jiu-jitsu to give him enough credit for it. I've seen John's wrestling, and it's pretty good. At least like how he controls wrists, how he controls legs. It's very, very skilled. Start round 2 with some kicks, avoid encounter. That's kind of the play here. You want to press him up against the cage, get that takedown again, do some more cage work, and soften him up, get him ready for round 3. Look for some submissions, but not necessarily needed. I'd say take him to round 3, start letting it fly a little more. Hopefully his cardio is worse than John's. John's always had pretty good cardio. Basically, just keep kicking, do some takedowns, look for submissions. and repeat for rounds 4 and 5 as well. John's path to victory is dependent on how good Aspinall's ground game really is. So, we've seen Tom take some real big shots by Pavlovich and Blades, and he's survived it. These are KO artists, and he's taken hits by them. So, I don't think John catching him in the open, even with Tom's kind of poorer defense, is that big of an issue, just because John has a lot of trouble KOing people. Tom has much faster hands, faster recovery time, and reaction, and his feints are very good. If I had to guess at Tom's strategy for this fight, it would go as follows. Kind of following in Reyes' footsteps, you want to pressure John from the first few seconds of the fight. Make him feel uncomfortable on that back foot. Jones can be easily overwhelmed and press into retreat. Wait for John to do his tactical retreat and really just follow after it. Look for that early knockout. When he turns his back, Tom's a lot faster. Get in there. Boom, boom. That Oliveira chase? Tom, we need that Oliveira chase. Attempt to chew up that lead leg for the rest of the round. We're trying to get rid of that one oblique kick. It's also just a strong base for John to kind of threaten people with that lead leg. Let's avoid takedowns. John's ground game may be better. That one's so hard to say. I hear Tom has really good jiu-jitsu. I just haven't seen it. So I really can't say that he has better ground game. So for now, I'm going to say avoid the takedowns. Round 2, keep sprawling. Make sure you're not against the cage. Keep chewing up that lead leg. I'm serious. Get it out of commission by round 2. Round 3, let's mix in some high kicks. We want him to be thinking about all directions. If you are confident that he's tired enough and you're confident in your ground game, do some takedowns. Make him think, where the fuck is Tom coming from? He's way faster, way younger. I don't want to deal with this right now. I'm overwhelmed. Hit him from all directions, basically. Use your superior athleticism to get him up against the cage. Corner him. Start teeing off. That lead leg should be fucking useless by round 3. Just tee off and look for that fucking KO every time you corner him. Don't let him clinch up. Just fucking pop shots. Repeat for another 2 rounds if you can't land that knockout. That's how I think these two would deal with that situation best. And now I'm going to give my final prediction, which you probably could have already guessed by now. After all this is my worry. It's still kind of a toss-up. It's not like it's not competitive, okay? John's wrestling, I think, is the deciding factor here. If John can get those takedowns, press Tom early, really soften him up in those early rounds, Tom's in trouble. But I think Tom can knock John out in round 1 or round 2, and it's just done. It's just done. You're done. You're done. It's done. You're gonna get knocked out. You're done, Lopez. You're done. Sorry about that if I was getting a little too fast there at the end. I had to take a diarrhea. Shit. It was disgusting. I was racing. It was coming out of my ass. A little gopher. Not a gopher. More like a fish. Like slithered out. Sorry. Not topic. So this is going to be a close fight. John's ground game is going to make the difference here. I haven't seen Tom's jiu-jitsu, so maybe he completely neutralizes it, gets a submission on John. I'd love to see John tap. I'm sorry. I'm biased. That's the truth. But after identifying this, I really do think it's going to be a close fight. But at the end of the day, I still think Tom beats him. That's how I truly feel. I think that Tom is too fast for John to manage. I think that Tom has the urgency that you need to have at this age and in this championship level. I think it's John's time to lose, man. I really do. I think Tom takes it, man. That's how I truly feel about that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll fucking see. Come on, Big Tom. Kill this fucking dog!